Hey guys, it's Christy. We're Blue Team Week, April 2nd, getting ready to start our month on humility. This month, as we talk about humility, remember humility is putting others first by giving up what you think you deserve. And we'll start in the book of John, chapter 13, verses 1 through 17, where Jesus is with the disciples in the upper room. And they're preparing for the Passover. And the disciples are about to see something that they probably haven't ever seen Jesus do before, and possibly anybody else kind of in his position do before. He takes off his outer clothes, and he kneels down in front of them and takes a bucket of water and starts washing their feet. He did this to show them that he was serving them. And that job is typically a job that only a servant would do. And so he took the role of a servant and served them in that way. I don't know about you, but getting pedicures is not my most favorite thing to do. I don't necessarily feel comfortable with people spending that amount of time on my feet. Now, I don't feel that way about my hair or about a bunch of other things or my house, but it's not comfortable for me to have my feet washed. And I would imagine that is some of what was going on in the disciples' heads. And if it's not your feet, that's not a problem. It may be something else for you that you feel uncomfortable with somebody else serving you in an extraordinary way. When Jesus was doing this for the disciples, he used these words. He said, "The first shall be last, and the last shall be first." What is it for you that shows humility? Is it something that you could share with the kids so that they can understand better what humility is? We don't necessarily need the kids walking around washing everybody's feet. That might get a little weird. But we would love for them to understand ways that they could serve their family and their friends and put them first. It might not even be about the task. It's more about the heart that goes behind doing the task. And so maybe not just a list of things that you could do to help mom this week, but how can you serve her? How can you show her Jesus? Or how can you find that friend on the playground who needs a little extra attention from someone because they don't have anybody else to hang with them? In all of that, we're showing kids that ultimately we want Jesus to be glorified, that all of this is about Jesus getting the credit for all of the things he's done for us. And so we pray through this message that kids will be able to show God humility by serving others. In your 3rd, 4th, 5th grade basket this week, I want to walk through some of the activities you have. We have a fun month planned, and I want you to see what we have going on. So, your opening activity this month is flapjack. I don't know if you remember the game flapjack, but what you'll do is you'll take your deck of cards and you're going to shuffle all the cards around, and then you're going to give each kid the same amount of cards. And then as they go around the circle with their cards, you'll start clockwise. They lay their card up, face up on the table. And everybody gets a chance. This is a lot more fun if it goes really fast. And so everybody lays down a card. If somebody plays a jack, then you want to be the first person to slap that jack. And this is going to show the kids that in this game, when you are on the bottom, you win. That's the whole big picture thing that we would love the kids to learn about humility. Now, you might hear at some point this month, "I've already played that. I know how to do that." That's great. Have you figured out what humility is this month? Have you figured out a way that maybe it's not always about you? And how can we learn that through the game of slapjack? I would love for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade leaders to begin to pull their kids in a little faster so that they can connect with them before a large group. This is a really great way to get to know your kids better and to kind of get some better attention from them if you pull them in quicker. And it's also a good way for the newer people to find a way to connect with kids instead of just walking into a big empty room. Then you'll transition to large group. And if in large group you want to take your leader guide with you or take it out of your folder, look at those discussion questions as we go through the video and see if there's ways that you can engage the kids in conversation. I know you 4th and 5th grade leaders do a really great job with leading discussion with your kids, but maybe there's something that we didn't write in the discussion questions that you want to include. So maybe if you pull that out during large group, you can get the chance to see what's coming up. And then your application activity for the week is called What's Your Footprint? And you're going to have some strips of paper like this. You want to give each kid about 6 of these strips of paper. And what they're going to do is write on there, they're going to write on their paper a way that they can show value to someone else. And that can be really creative. That could also be just maybe they think or they send someone else a text or they pray for that person. And then what they're going to do is take their strips and make a loop out of them, and then you'll staple it right here, and eventually you'll link all of their pieces of paper together so it's a chain. This is a good time for you to share some personal stories with your kids. Maybe a time where you learned to serve someone and you were surprised because you weren't real excited about what you were going to do. Or maybe there was a time where you served someone and you didn't really enjoy it, but you knew after it was all done that it was the right thing to do. We want for you to talk to kids about how did Jesus show humility and value to others more than himself in today's story. He washed the disciples' feet. And in that time, that was one of the things that as a servant you were required to do, really. And so if we can pull it back to the Bible story always, that's a really good thing to do. Now, your memory verse activity this month, you're going to have eggs like this. You'll have a bunch of eggs in your basket, and they're all labeled with some numbers on them like this. This set actually has all the orange ones are 1, but I don't know that that's true for all of the bags. We have mixed colors. And each of these eggs has a piece of paper in it like this, and that's part of the memory verse. So what you're going to do is first you're going to take your paper that looks like this. You're going to try to build a soccer goal out of pipe cleaners and straws. If you want to get the kids to help you make this, that would be okay. However you want to do that. Also, once you make this, we're going to be using this for the whole month. So if you want to save yours, just put it in your basket with your eggs, and we'll try to hold on to it for you, and so you don't have to make a new one each time you're here. And so I wanted to show you really quick how you're going to make that soccer goal, because it's kind of a little tricky. All right, so we have straws right here that have the, let me see, show you. It has the bendy part on the straw. That straw you're going to put on the side of your goal. So you're going to string it onto the pipe cleaner like this, pull it all the way through. And then I kind of started this already. You're going to have a pipe cleaner in each straw. And so what I did was go ahead and put the pipe cleaners through the bendy straws. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to kind of loop it around like you do a twist tie for a trash bag around the, to connect the 2 pipe cleaners together. And there you go. So there's the top of your goal, there's the bottom of your goal, and then we still have 2 pipe cleaners down here. So I'll connect those really quick with a straw on the pipe cleaner. These straws won't have the bendy part on the straw. There we going to connect those real quick. And stuff it in the straw. I'm going to leave a little bit of the pipe cleaner out. Do that again over here. So now you can see why we kind of want to hold on to these all month. All right, so there's our square of pipe cleaners and straws. And then what it's supposed to do, let's see if it'll work. You're supposed to be able to use the bendy part to make the back of the goal. You see how I did that? I folded the bendy part back. And so now we have our soccer goal, and it should stand up on its own if we're not too top heavy. And then you'll take some tape and you'll tape the bottom of the goal down to the floor or to the table or however you want the kids to play the game. Then what they're supposed to do is take the eggs and use anything but their hands. And you can make up a different rule each week if you want to. I think the instructions in the leader guide say to use your nose and to push the egg with your nose. So they're supposed to get all of the same number eggs into their goal. And once they get their eggs into the goal, then they're supposed to take out the papers and put the memory verse in order. If you just wanted to play this game with kids just to fill some time, you're welcome to do that. We would like to hold on to all of the memory verse cards. So if you could have the kids put them back in the eggs, they don't have to be in a certain order, but if all the ones will go in the one eggs, and so that we have the whole set for the whole month, that would be great. If it doesn't work out that way, we'll figure it out for you guys for each week. And then your last activity is a prayer activity, and I really like this one, so I really hope you get to do this one. You'll have a marker board like this, and you're going to write the word deserve on your marker board, and then you're going to take the strips of paper that the kids had for that they made their links out of for the application activity, and use those. And I'm going to read you exactly what they say in the directions to do. So what you're going to do is say that Jesus, the Son of God, the King of the universe, got down on his hands and knees and did what a servant would normally do. He washed his disciples' dirty, stinky, yucky feet. Jesus gave up what he deserved, having someone wash his feet, and washed his disciples' feet instead. Every day you can choose to give up what you deserve. So that's where you'll write deserve on your board. And then you will serve, and watch this, we're going to take these letters off. We're getting rid of the deserve so that we can serve others too. You can take out the trash, even if it's not your job, or you can brush your sister's hair or the dog, or even when you don't have time and you want to play your video games instead, or you can help do the dishes after supper, help mom clean up after the meal. Because of Jesus's example, we can learn to serve others as well. And I'd love for you guys to pray with your kids that they have the chance all week to dig in and figure out ways that they can serve each other. That's all for this week. I'll see you guys again soon. I hope you're enjoying this. I'd love your feedback. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.